There is a growing trend in the American prison system, one that has been on the rise for several decades now. Nearly 6 to 10% of the inmate population converts to Islam while serving their sentence. This figure is as much as 10 times the percentage of the entire population of Muslims in America. What is the cause of this surprising number? Is it the living conditions of the prison that have brought these men and women to Islam? The promise of a moral lifestyle once they are released? Or is it something else?
Remember who you answer to.
I answer to God. We all do.
In the 1970s, Louis Farrakhan began a movement to evangelize black inmates into the Nation of Islam. Since then, it is estimated that 30 to 40,000 inmates convert to Islam in the federal prison systems every year, while imams working under the Nation of Islam continue to bring inmates to the religion. It is estimated that about 75 of the inmates actually claim to be Sunni, with only 10 to 15% claiming to be members of the Nation of Islam. Less than 1% claim to be Shia, and most of them are from Middle Eastern countries such as Iraq and Iran. Converting to Islam while in prison can bring many things to the lives of inmates, both good and bad. For Yusuf, an inmate at the Federal Correction Institution in Jessup, Georgia, it has given him hope for a future. A former Southern Baptist, he converted while confined. He stated in a letter, "I find myself in prison for the first time as a consequence of actions contrary to Islam. Islam has never failed me. I have failed myself. So I'm steadfastly determined to emerge from prison a better Muslim and a better human being." Having faith in prison can sometimes be the shoulder an inmate needs to lean on in order to make it through. Furthermore, Islam is more than just something to believe in. It is a way of life. It takes a complete submission of yourself to God, and that can be just what it takes to turn someone's life completely around. Laron, an inmate at the Colony Unit in Texas, where he was incarcerated for robbery, gave a good insight on the peaceful nature of that faith brings. A former Catholic who converted in prison, he wrote in his letter, "Inmates of different faiths do not tend to have many problems. It's mostly the inmates of no faith at the center of prison chaos. True men of faith can usually coexist. It is the men without morals. They are the fuse, the fire and bomb." However, sometimes an inmate converts. Things do not always turn out completely positive. For Scott, an inmate at the Utah State Prison, incarcerated for aggravated murder, he lost his family after he converted to a Sunni Muslim from a Southern Baptist. In his letter he wrote, "My family has cut relations with me. I continue to write them, but they no longer reply. My culture has shifted so much that they no longer see the same world around us. I think they resent my abandonment of their belief for foreign ones."
You know the Quran says that if you kill an innocent person, it's as if you've killed all mankind?
Many prisons are facing a shortage of federally approved imams to run religious programs, which leaves room in many cases for prisoners themselves to run them. This unsupervised leadership can easily lead to an environment perfect for radicalization if under the wrong person, with the slim potential of becoming a terrorist cell. There have been a few cases where people have converted while in prison, adopted extreme ideologies, and upon their release committed acts of terrorism or attempted to commit acts of terrorism. A prime example would have to be the 2005 Los Angeles area bombing plot. Kevin James formed a radical group called the Assembly for Authentic Islam and recruited other inmates to help him fight against the infidels. Led by James, 4 ex-convicts, 3 of which converted to Islam while incarcerated, plotted to bomb several military installations, as well as synagogues and an Israeli consulate in the Los Angeles area. The 4 attempted to fund the plot by robbing Southern California gas stations before they were finally caught and their true motives revealed.
Effectively, you're a free man, but there's still a lot that you can do for us.
I'm a free man? This doesn't feel like freedom to me, Clayton. You think because you hit delete on some computer somewhere that's it, it's over? I made choices about people's lives, and I gotta live with that.
I understand that. But you and I both know that this fight is far from over.
In conclusion, only 25% of inmates who declare themselves as Muslims while in prison will continue to practice upon their release. Many lose their faith due to family obligations, work, or the stigma of society.
You think it's possible? You think that a black scientist named Yakub created all the white people?
Could you?
And that spaceships...
Shut up for 10 minutes. For 10 full minutes. I don't want to hear no noise.
They find that they no longer have the time they had before to devote themselves to the life that it is to be Muslim, as well as a lack of resources within their community. While it is generally recognized that Muslim inmates are less likely to be repeat offenders, as many as 80% of parolees will end up back within the system, lured in by the free accommodations, free food and free healthcare previously offered to them while they were in prison.
I've been traveling on this road too long, just trying to find my way.